Super Mushroom. The Super Mushroom is the most recognizable power-up in the Mario series and has been present since the original Super Mario Bros. Released in 1985. When Mario touches it, he grows from his small form into Super Mario, doubling in size and gaining the ability to break blocks with his head. In gameplay terms, this power-up also acts as a buffer against damage. If Mario is hit while in his larger form, he simply shrinks back to small instead of losing a life. The Super Mushroom established the core idea that power-ups can both enhance ability and provide protection, which shaped how nearly every Mario game handles character progression. Fire Flower. The Fire Flower allows Mario to throw bouncing fireballs that defeat enemies from a distance. First appearing in the original Super Mario Bros., it transforms Mario's outfit into the classic red and white Fire Mario design. The ability to attack enemies from afar changed how players approached platforming challenges, especially when dealing with moving enemies or tight spaces. Instead of relying entirely on jumping, the player could now clear a path safely. Over time, the Fire Flower became one of the most consistent offensive upgrades in the series. Starman. The Starman grants Mario temporary invincibility. When collected, the character begins flashing with bright colors while energetic music plays, signaling that enemies can now be defeated simply by touching them. This power-up only lasts for a short time, which creates a sense of urgency as players rush through obstacles while the effect remains active. It first appeared in Super Mario Bros. And has remained a staple in the franchise, often placed in hidden blocks or difficult-to-reach areas as a reward for exploration. Super Leaf. The Super Leaf debuted in Super Mario Bros. 3 and introduced the raccoon transformation. When Mario collects it, he gains raccoon ears and a tail, allowing him to slow his fall through the air and briefly fly after building enough running speed. The tail can also be used to attack enemies and spin through certain blocks. This power-up expanded the vertical movement of Mario games, allowing players to reach hidden areas above the normal path of a level. Cape Feather. The Cape Feather appeared in Super Mario World on the Super Nintendo. After collecting it, Mario gains a flowing cape that allows him to glide through the air and perform wide aerial maneuvers. Skilled players can maintain flight for extended periods by carefully controlling the cape's movement. The cape can also spin to knock away enemies and projectiles. Compared to earlier flight abilities, the Cape Feather offered more complex and precise aerial control. Tanuki Suit. The Tanuki Suit is an upgraded version of the raccoon transformation introduced in Super Mario Bros. 3. In addition to the tail abilities, it allows Mario to transform briefly into a statue. While in statue form, he becomes completely invulnerable to most attacks and can avoid dangerous hazards. The suit draws inspiration from the tanuki of Japanese folklore, a creature often associated with magical transformations. This cultural reference gave the power-up a distinct identity within the series. Frog Suit. The Frog Suit also appeared in Super Mario Bros. 3 and was designed specifically for underwater levels. When Mario wears it, his movement in water becomes faster and more precise, allowing for greater control while swimming. On land, however, the suit limits mobility, causing Mario to hop slowly like a frog. This contrast forces players to consider when the power-up is truly useful, making it highly specialized for aquatic environments. Propeller Mushroom. The Propeller Mushroom was introduced in New Super Mario Bros. Wii. After collecting it, Mario gains a propeller helmet that allows him to launch straight upward into the air with a spinning motion. From that height, he can slowly drift downward while steering himself toward platforms or hidden areas. The power-up focuses on vertical exploration and often appears in levels designed with tall structures or wide gaps. Ice Flower. The Ice Flower functions similarly to the Fire Flower, but changes the effect of Mario's attacks. Instead of launching fireballs, Mario throws ice projectiles that freeze enemies into solid blocks. These frozen enemies can then be kicked across the ground or used as temporary platforms. First appearing in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, the Ice Flower introduced new puzzle possibilities and environmental interactions. Mega Mushroom. The Mega Mushroom dramatically increases Mario's size, turning him into a giant capable of smashing through blocks, pipes, and enemies without slowing down. While the transformation lasts only briefly, it allows players to move through sections of a level with overwhelming force. This power-up first appeared in New Super Mario Bros. And was designed to create moments of spectacle where the player experiences the world from a much larger scale. Mini Mushroom. The Mini Mushroom has the opposite effect of the Mega Mushroom. When collected, Mario shrinks to an extremely small size, allowing him to fit through narrow spaces and run across the surface of water. His jumps become higher and lighter, but he loses the ability to defeat enemies by stomping them normally. Instead, players must rely on careful movement and avoidance. The power-up encourages a different style of play that focuses on precision rather than strength. Cat Bell. The Cat Bell was introduced in Super Mario 3D World. When Mario collects it, he transforms into Cat Mario, gaining the ability to climb walls, swipe at enemies with claw attacks, and dive forward quickly. The climbing mechanic allows players to approach vertical environments in a new way, often bypassing traditional platforming paths. This transformation also reflects the playful tone of the game's design. Elephant Fruit. The Elephant Fruit appeared in Super Mario Bros. Wonder and transforms Mario into a large elephant form. In this state, Mario can swing his trunk to attack enemies, break obstacles, and interact with objects in the environment. The trunk can also hold and spray water, which can affect certain elements in the level. The transformation focuses on physical strength and environmental interaction, offering a fresh variation on the traditional power-up concept.